Do you have a song that transports you to another world every time you listen to it? For me, it's Ain't No Mountain High Enough, a fantastic blend of Marvin Gaye's soulful voice and Tammi Terrell's sultry tones. Back in 1967, this timeless gem hit the music scene, reaching number 19 on Billboard's pop chart. Little did they know that their collaboration would later become iconic. Fast forward to 1970, after Diana Ross left the Supremes, she took on the song, and her version skyrocketed to number 1, cementing its status as a classic. Let's dive into the story of how Marvin Gaye and Tammi Terrell came together to create the magic that is Ain't No Mountain High Enough. It all started with Marvin Gaye, who was born on April 2nd, 1939. Marvin wasn't just any singer. He was the guy who shaped the awesome sound of Motown in the 60s. They even called him the Prince of Motown and the Prince of Soul. Marvin kicked off his music journey as a behind-the-scenes player at Motown, but soon he stepped into the spotlight as a solo star. He sang hits like Ain't That Peculiar, How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You, and I Heard It Through the Grapevine. And guess what? He didn't stop there. Marvin teamed up with other amazing singers like Mary Wells, Kim Weston, Tammi Terrell, and Diana Ross for some mind-blowing duets. In the 70s, Marvin decided to break free and do his own thing. He dropped albums like What's Going On and Let's Get It On, showing the world he was a musical wizard. Now, here's the fun part. Marvin didn't just stick to the Motown sound. His later songs inspired new kinds of R&B music, like Quiet Storm and Neo Soul. And in 1982, he grabbed 2 Grammy Awards for the super smooth sexual healing from his album Midnight Love. Now, on the other hand, Tammi Terrell was born Thomasina Winifred Montgomery on April 29, 1945. Tammi made waves, especially for her awesome duets with none other than our guy, Marvin Gaye. Tammi kicked off her musical journey as a teenager, laying down tracks for Scepter Wand Records. She then joined the legendary James Brown's Revue, recording for Brown's Try Me label. After a stint in college, Tammi did a brief gig with Checker Records before hitting the big leagues in 1965. Teaming up with Marvin Gaye, these two became a powerhouse duo, giving us 7 top 40 singles on the Billboard Hot 100. Hits like Ain't No Mountain High Enough, Ain't Nothing Like the Real Thing, and You're All I Need to Get By were just a taste of their musical magic. Now, let's rewind the birth of Ain't No Mountain High Enough. The song's creators, Ashford and Simpson, wrote it down before joining Motown. Dusty Springfield wanted it, but the duo held on, calling it their golden egg to crack into Motown. The song, inspired by a stroll through Central Park, became a symbol of ambition, with the skyscrapers as the metaphorical mountain. Now, beyond the sweet, lovey-dovey vibes of Ain't No Mountain High Enough, there's a real story of overcoming tough times. Nicholas Ashford, the guy who wrote the song, wasn't in a great spot at one point. He was actually homeless in New York City. But here's the cool part. While he was walking around Central Park West, looking at those massive buildings, he had this moment of determination. Even though life was tough, he thought, these buildings are like mountains, and nothing's gonna stop me. In his mind, it was like saying, ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from making it. Those words, born from Ashford's tough times, turned into the lyrics of the famous song. They changed a bit though. Instead of keep me from making it, it became to keep me from getting to you, baby. Valerie Simpson, Ashford's partner in music, explained that the song is more than just a lovey-dovey thing. It's about feeling powerful. She said, and I'm quoting her here, I think people when they're going through something, they sense that meaning that's deeper, and it does empower people because it was born into the lyric. Tammi Terrell, Marvin's third duet partner at Motown, entered the scene after hits with Mary Wells and Kim Weston. Motown saw potential and paired her with Marvin. The result? Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Marvin praised Tammi's talent, and together they thought that the song was fantastic material. Although they recorded the song separately, their voices blended seamlessly thanks to producers Johnny Bristol and Harvey Fuqua. The song hit the charts, entering top 20 on Billboard, and then soared to number 3 on the R&B charts. Finally, on April 20th, 1967, Ain't No Mountain High Enough made its debut. Little did we know that this seemingly modest start would blossom into a timeless classic. Marvin Gaye quickly recognized Tammi Terrell as his vocal soulmate, and Motown embraced them as the ideal young couple, echoing the late 60s ideals. The success of Ain't No Mountain High Enough opened the floodgates for more duets from this amazing pair. And guess what? The magic didn't stop there. Their version made it onto movies like Stepmom, Remember the Titans, and Guardians of the Galaxy. However, tragedy occurred on October 14, 1967. Tammi collapsed on stage alongside Marvin, and the diagnosis was heartbreaking: a brain tumor. At just 24, Tammi Terrell left this world on March 16, 1970, leaving behind a legacy of uplifting records despite her tragic decline. Tammi Terrell's passing hit her family hard, and it was especially devastating for Marvin Gaye, her closest friend. They shared countless joyful moments in the studio, bonding like siblings as they discussed love, life, and their shared love for different music genres. When Tammi passed away, her grieving family, particularly her mother Jenny, chose to keep Motown colleagues away from the funeral. Jenny believed that the intense work and pressure from Motown contributed to Tammi's illness. In this difficult time, the only exception was Marvin Gaye, who had become like a second son to the Montgomery family during Tammi's illness. Tammi's death left Marvin deeply mourning, leading him to take a year-long break from touring. Fueled by grief, he refused to entertain the idea of singing with another duet partner as a tribute to Tammi. However, the loss took a toll on Marvin's mental health, leading him down a dark path of depression and substance abuse. Marvin found solace in drugs and alcohol. This struggle affected his marriage to Anna Gordy and created financial and career challenges. At one desperate point, Marvin even attempted suicide, but was saved. Over the following year, Marvin wrestled with profound spiritual and existential turmoil. Amidst this struggle, Marvin channeled his pain into creating a masterpiece, the album What's Going On. This deeply personal work, written, performed, and produced by Marvin himself, stands as a crucial record of the 20th century. Addressing themes of societal injustice, prejudice, and inequality, What's Going On became a powerful statement reflecting the tumultuous times and Marvin's own internal battles. The soulful journey of Ain't No Mountain High Enough continued when Diana Ross and the Supremes recorded their version as a duet with the Temptations for a joint LP released by Motown in 1968. Yet, the spotlight soon shifted to Diana Ross's solo rendition in 1970. In early 1970, after the success of her solo debut, Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand, Diana Ross, initially hesitant, agreed to re-record Ain't No Mountain High Enough. The remake took on a new life, blending gospel vibes with classical music elements, featuring spoken word passages by Ross. Despite Motown chief Berry Gordy's initial dislike of the record, it climbed the charts, reaching the pinnacle of both pop and R&B singles charts. Ross received a Grammy nomination for Best Female Pop Vocal Performance, and the song became a soulful anthem. Fast forward to 2017, and Ain't No Mountain High Enough got a modern twist with remixes by Eric Cupper, Stonebridge, and Chris Cox, among others, topping Billboard's Dance Club Songs chart. This soulful anthem didn't just stop at the charts. It found its way into the soundtrack of the 2005 Disney animated movie Chicken Little, adding its timeless magic to the film's climax. As we conclude Marvin Gaye and Tammi Terrell's musical journey, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think Ain't No Mountain High Enough symbolizes for them and for you? Share your insights in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more engaging content about music history.